Where's our good friend, Dr. Watson?
Oh, he was rather tired last night. He's still sleeping.
Yes, our beds are very comfortable here.
Why don't you stop that ruddy marathon? Your bodyguard's here now.
Simpson, you mustn't tease Cosgrave. Remember how sensitive he is.
You should ignore things, like Alistair.
Thank you.
Oh, Singapore?
Huh? Oh, the Cobra. No. You'll never know that one. But this one.
Oh, yes, yes, very good. And definitely Singapore.
Right you are, Mr. Holmes. You know your tattoos, all right.
I'm interested in many things.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't sleep very well.
You sleep very well. You snored like a pig.
Rubbish.
Got a match, Dr. Watson?
Yes, I go. It's a very good idea. I think I'll join you. Nothing like the first pipe of the morning. Can I try some of yours? No, it's quite all right, thanks. I think I'll smoke the own. What is that? Seaweed?
Havana, isn't it?
Hey, flavor with Jamaica rum.
I don't imagine you're very much troubled with tobacco borrowers, eh, Simpson?
Nobody else in the place touches the filthy stuff.
I don't blame them. Good heavens!
One moment, please.
What is it?
Just a needle.
Who put that in my chair?
This is no ordinary needle. The stain on my handkerchief suggests a certain sinister possibility. Give me that beaker, will you?
Yes, of course.
We shall see. Thank you. As I thought. Insoluble in alcohol.
Whatever is it?
Well, judging by the stain on my handkerchief and the milky precipitation in alcohol, I should say it was a derivative of the tropicine family.
Pyrotropicine, possibly.
That's right, Dr. Merivale, a deadly poison. Close shave, Captain Simpson. One drop in the bloodstream brings agonizing, almost instant death.
It's our custom at this hour to honor our departed friends. I hope you gentlemen will pardon us.
We quite understand, Dr. Merivale. Please proceed.
Thank you. Good comrades, our dear friend Guy Davis has gone to his reward. Let those of us who remain drink to our dead and to that bright tomorrow when we shall join them in a better, happier world.
Wait a minute. There's something wrong here.
If you please, Captain Simpson. The odor of bitter almonds.
Bitter almonds. Prussic acid, eh?
Prussic acid? There must be some mistake.
Mistake, eh? Lucky I didn't make it by drinking that stuff. Well, what have you got to say? Whichever one of you it was tried to kill me, had better look out. I'm a dangerous man to fool with.
Hadn't we better adjourn? I mean to say that
We've not yet finished the toast to our dead.
but do you think it's quite safe?
Don't be absurd, Alistair. Take my glass. I assure you, it hasn't been poisoned.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Merivale.
To our departed comrades,
For me?
Aye, Mr. Cosgrave. It says so on the envelope.
It's come.
Did you find this envelope as you did the others?
Aye.
When?
It was pushed under the door when everyone was in here at dinner.
Thank you.
well, there's one thing we can be sure of. None of us could have brought it.
How do we know that she's not responsible for them?
Mrs. Monteith. That's absurd, Cosgrave, utterly absurd. She has been with my family all her life.
A dubious recommendation, if you ask me. Mr. Holmes, when do you expect the man from Scotland Yard?
Inspector Lestrade, he should be here early in the morning.
Unless he got on the wrong train.
I trust you're right, Mr. Holmes. I trust you're right.
Oh, dear, he's terribly upset. Dr. Merivale, can't you do something for him?
I could stay with him in his room tonight.
Why, that's an excellent idea. And I shall be just across the hall from him.
I think that's the wisest possible course. With you gentlemen protecting each other, what harm can befall you?
Well, then, we must hope for the best. Come, Merivale. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. I say, Holmes, have you gone out of your mind? Cosgrave just got the orange pips, and you're letting Merivale sleep in the same room with him.
You'll be all right.
All right, but what's to prevent Merivale killing him in his sleep?
I hardly think he'll stick his own neck squarely in the noose.
Oh, yes, I see what you mean. Well, the field's narrowing down, Holmes. Captain Simpson is certainly cleared.
How?
Yes, he's definitely been eliminated. The killer had 2 tries at him today.
Nonsense, my dear Watson. No one's tried to murder Captain Simpson.
Well, how about the poison needle we both saw?
Captain Simpson spotted it, if you'll recall, from about where you are.
Oh, what's so extraordinary about that?
Can you see the needle there now?
No?
Well, there is one.
What? Gracious. How did it get there?
I placed it there myself just before we went into supper. You couldn't see it, yet you have exceptional eyesight.
Well, you'd have to have telescopic eyes to see it from over there.
Exactly.
You mean that Simpson... Well, how about the acid in his drink?
There wasn't any acid in his drink.
Well, it definitely smelt like bitter almonds.
It should. That's exactly what it was. Bitter almonds.
How do you know?
Because I put it in his drink myself.
You did? Great Scott, why?
To observe his reaction, it was quite different from that of the morning. The first was acting, the second genuine terror. Hence I knew that he'd undoubtedly planted the needle himself.
Oh, why should he?
Well, there are several possible explanations. The most obvious, of course, to avert suspicion.
Then you think Simpson's behind all this?
I don't know, Watson. This is a most unique case. Instead of too few, we have too many clues and too many suspects. The main pattern of the puzzle seems to be forming, but the pieces don't fit in.
Well, it seems perfectly clear to me. One of these men is picking off the others one by one to get all their insurance money for himself. Well, it's obvious.
How do you account for the orange pips?
Well, this man has an accomplice who brings them.
What for? To warn his victim that he's going to be murdered? No, Watson, it won't do it. Won't do it at all.
I don't like the look of it, Holmes. Muddy waters, eh?
Too muddy. As if someone were constantly stirring them up.
Well, why should they stir them up?
To confuse me. There's intelligence behind this business, Watson. Cold, calculating, ruthless intelligence.
Must you smoke that filthy stuff? Smells like an old sock.
Strong tobacco keeps one awake. You'd better have a pipeful. We have a long vigil ahead of us tonight.
No, thank you. I don't need any of that stinkweed to keep me awake in this chamber. This chamber of horrors.
He's still asleep, Mr. Holmes. Thanks for your watchfulness.
Watson! Watson, are you all right?
I think so. It was a close call.
What happened?
I didn't see a thing. I was asleep. Someone came at me from behind.
If you'll come this way, Inspector Lestrade.
Thank you very much, my good woman. What? Well, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, this...
How are you, Lestrade?
Here, what's going on here?
Someone just tried to kill Dr. Watson.
Blimey, you.
When we find that out, Lestrade, we can all go home.
All right, Mr. Holmes. Scotland Yard will take charge of this. Have a look around the grounds, Bleeter, will you?
Yes, Inspector.
Holmes, I'm afraid something's happened to Cosgrave and Merivale. What? The door of their room's locked. I can't get any answer.
What is going on here?
Oh, I do hope they're all right.
Got your skeleton key, Lestrade?
Yes, I have. Wait a minute. Here we are.
Watson. Lestrade, give me a hand.
Yes, Mr. Holmes.
Get him on the bed.
You got him?
Yes.
Go ahead.
What a dreadful thing to happen. Oh, poor Merivale.
Is he badly hurt?
Yes, he's had a nasty crack on the head. What's... take it easy, Doctor. Don't try and talk. Mrs. Monteith, get me some cotton wool and some hot water as quickly as you can.
Tell me what happened.
He's in no state to be questioned now, Lestrade.
Who do you suspect, Mr. Holmes?
I don't know, Lestrade. But it's connected with the attack on Dr. Watson, which was obviously intended to draw me downstairs.
Where's Cosgrave?
Here, I'm taking over here. It looks to me that this Cosgrave, whoever he is our murderer.
Well, he didn't murder Dr. Merivale. He's still alive.
Yes, he is, isn't he? Well, just the same, I'd like to ask this Cosgrave a few questions.
I don't think you're going to find Mr. Cosgrave. At least, not alive.
Oh, well, what's going on here?
Afraid Holmes is right, Inspector. Poor Cosgrave. By now, he's probably murdered like the others.
Murdered? Oh, dear.
What's so interesting about that rope, Mr. Holmes?
I was looking at this knot, Lestrade. It's a bowline, much favored by seafaring men.
Sailor, eh?
Simpson.
Simpson?
Captain Simpson. But no. It couldn't be.
How do you know he couldn't be?
Mr. Alistair, where is Captain Simpson?
He's not in his room either. I looked when I tried to rouse Cosgrave and Merivale.
Has anybody seen this Simpson this morning?
I saw him walking across the garden, Inspector, about 15 minutes ago.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Which is the way down? How did I get up here? Suffering cats, what is going on here?
Have you any explosives on the place?
Yes, we have some dynamite stored in the shed behind the stone room.
What do you need dynamite for?
Just to blow up some cumbersome rocks. Pretty badly mangled, Holmes. Can't tell who it is.
It's Cosgrave, all right. Poor Alan.
Cosgrave's, I presume.
Certainly looks like the ring he wore. Yes. Yes, of that I'm positive.
Look here. What was he doing with dynamite at this time in the morning?
That we shall never know. Oh, dear, and it was all my fault. I never should have let them keep it here.
Don't blame yourself, Mr. Alistair. This body was carried here. Look. Observe those heavy footprints?
So I see the whole thing. Cosgrave was knocked unconscious, thrown into the shed, and deliberately blown up.
Yes. This chap was carrying an heavy burden, all right. Hello. Who are you?
My name is Simpson. Captain Simpson.
I'm Inspector Lestrade from Scotland Yard. What do you know about this murder?
I was walking on the east terrace when I saw Cosgrave enter the shed where the dynamite's stored.
Do you mind comparing your shoes with one of these footprints?
Are you accusing me, Inspector?
I'll tell you in a minute. Put your foot in one of these prints.
Nonsense, Lestrade. You've only to look at the shoes of everyone present to know that these footprints are much too big to have been made by anybody here.
With the possible exception of you, Lestrade.
Look here, Dr. Watson, that ain't funny.
Captain Simpson, how did you happen to be walking on the terrace at the time of the explosion?
I couldn't sleep and I was taking a stroll before breakfast.
I see.
What do you know about this knot, Captain?
It's a bowline, of course.
I don't suppose you've ever seen it before.
What the devil are you driving at?
This knot is evidence that'll hang a murderer. And he might not be standing so far away from the arm of the law at this very moment.
Oh, come now, Lestrade. This knot proves absolutely nothing.
Ah?
Practically anybody can tie one.
Yeah? Can you?
Yes, I think I can, Lestrade. There you are.
Well, quite a knotty problem, eh?
Ah!
With your permission, gentlemen, Captain Simpson and I will go and make arrangements for the funeral of our friend. Come, Simpson.
I wonder which one of the three remaining good comrades will be the next to receive the orange pips.
Orange pips? Won't someone please tell me what's going on here?
Where is that confounded woman with the brandy? Mrs. Monteith! Well, there you are. It's about time, too. Let's get on with the ceremony. What are you going to do about this, Inspector? What are you going to do?
Orange pips, eh? The police will handle this. We'll protect you.
Holmes tried to protect Cosgrave. He's dead.
Scotland Yard's in charge now. Just you come along with me.
Just a moment, Simpson. We've not yet drunk our usual toast to the dead.
To the dickens with the dead. From now on, I'm thinking of myself.
Just you come along with me, Captain.
Say, Holmes, you...
Oh, it's you, Inspector. My nerves are all on edge.
Just want to make sure you were all snug, Captain.
You're sure I'm safe here?
Safe as the Bank of England. You're protected from every angle. On the terrace is Sergeant Bleecker, out of sight but on the job every second. While in the shrubbery is the local sergeant of police, ready to pounce if the blighter should come that way.
That's fine, Inspector.
While I myself guard the lower hall, hoping and praying the killer should come my way. Come on.
Sounds very thorough, but I don't like it very well.
Oh, go on. Tuck yourself in and relax. Scotland Yard will look after the rest. Good night.
Good night, Inspector.
All right, put up your hands. Well, Mr. Holmes.
Ready for your vigil, Lestrade?
What do you know about my vigil?
My dear fellow, you held a very secret conference with Captain Simpson and packed everyone off to bed. It follows as the night the day you must be baiting a trap.
Where'd you find those boots?
In the cupboard. I've been looking for them all day. Oddly enough, they weren't there an hour ago.
Oh, weren't they? Those shoes are big enough for those footprints we saw this morning.
Right you are, Inspector. And observe the clay. A very particular variety of clay.
Ready, Holmes?
Yes, Watson. Like to join us in a little stroll on the beach?
No, thank you. You and Dr. Watson go play in the sand as much as you like, but I'm going to stay right here to catch the murderer.
Good luck.
Well, if you get nervous, you know where we are.
Look, Watson, footprints.
By Jove, fairly fresh, too.
Very fresh. Bigfoot, all right. Got your revolver?
Yes.
Not much time to lose. The tide's coming in fast. See, he goes along here. Wait a minute. Now he stops. To light his pipe. Observe the spilled tobacco and burned match. Now he goes on again. Wait a minute, here we are. Hello.
What is it, Holmes?
Another set of footprints. Bigfoot's been joined by somebody.
This one's a smaller man.
Now they go along together, side by side. Rather slowly, I should say, judging by the spacing of the footprints. Now Littlefoot goes up the cliff, and Bigfoot goes on alone. Hello. Something funny there. Footprints disappear altogether.
Look out, Watson! Great Scott, Holmes, that was meant for us.
Precisely. Well, there's nothing more to be done here. I have a strong feeling we are needed back at Draycliffe House.
With a possible exception of your own, Lestrade. Blimey, they're bigger. Here. Who's pulling around in his lock? Sergeant Bleecker! Sergeant Bleecker! Sergeant Bleecker! What's going... Oh, Mr. Holmes.
Where's Simpson?
He's in the... What?